my videos, you know that as a rule, I don't tell you what I think you should buy. I tell you about a gun, I tell you about ammo, I tell you about different things, and I tell you what I think, and I give an honest outlook on that, and I try to put myself in the place of various users. Are you somebody that is going for small game, big game? Are you living around a place where you need to be quiet, or you can go out for maximum power, you're not worried about noise? I try to put it into context, and you know, you can agree or disagree, but all I'm doing is really, as a really into it hobbyist, telling you what I think about the products. Now I'm lucky because of writing and because of videos, I get to try everything out, but I don't have any commitments, any endorsements per se to go out and tell you this is what you should buy. But I'm going to break away from that right now, and I'm going to tell you about something I think if you're looking for this type of product, you should buy. The product I'm talking about is the new Air Bolt. This is a 50 caliber air bolt. It's an arrow, crossbow bolt, that has some clever design on the knock end of it, a threaded tip that receives the head, and this is made a little bit differently than other air gun arrows. I'm going to tell you about that. Let's put this down for a minute and talk. The idea of shooting an arrow from an air gun is not new. It's been around for at least a decade. The first time I came in contact with it, there was a small operation called MacArrow. Several years later, FX Airguns from Sweden has a gun called the FX Verminator, which is a really hot air rifle that has adjustable power, it has adjustable barrels. It can go up to 25 caliber, probably a 30 caliber barrel now, I don't know, but 25 caliber. They built a small diameter barrel that you could swap over, and an arrow would sheath over the top of that and shoot. So, same idea. Now what made that a little bit different is they actually were in production on a very expensive gun, I'll grant you, but they were in production with it. About 2, maybe 3 years later, Crosman Airguns from the US came out with a gun they called the Pioneer that shot an arrow, not a crossbow bolt, but an arrow. Same idea though, they put on to what looks like their Bulldog bullpup. I know it's not exactly the same, but it looks like there are a lot of similarities, a lot of shared technology in the platform. And you would slip the arrow over that small diameter barrel and shoot it. So you've got other guns that have come along like this, and there have been others like Terry Tate's Pro Air Guns. He shot arrows at them. There have been others that have done it, so it's not a new concept. What I'm going to show you, what makes this different with the Air Bolt, is that it's not the gun that's being designed, it is the arrow itself. So this arrow will work out of any 50 caliber gun. Now, one of the big problems with arrow guns is how do you make a reasonable value proposition from them? I mean, most of these guns cost around $800, $900, $1,000, and there aren't that many places you can hunt with them. And it's not a plinking gun. I can take the 50 caliber air gun I already use for big game hunting, and I can use this arrow. So I don't have to make a huge investment in a gun. Now the arrows are a little pricey. I think they're going to cost about $120, $130 for a 6-pack. So you know, 20, 25 bucks an arrow. But that's a lot better than paying $1,000 for a gun that you're not going to use very often. So I think this is really a disruptive technology. It's taking a concept that's been around for a decade or so, and it's putting it into a package that makes it a reasonable financial output for a lot of people. You've already put the money into your 50 cal. This is just another way of using that gun in another hunting. So now what I'm going to do with this arrow is that I'm going to set up a target and 35 yards, and I'm going to shoot a few shots at it. I'll shoot over the crony, we can see what we can do. I know in some earlier testing this was getting up to around 500 feet per second, and I don't know if we'll get that high, but we'll take a look. The reason I'm testing it right now and I'm doing it quickly and I'm putting the video out is just to give you an idea of what's on the horizon. About the time you see this video, these will go on the market and you'll be able to get them. I'm leaving for a hunt in Texas. I'm going to go after some feral pigs with broadheads, and I'm going to put a video together as soon as I get off that hunt to show you how it functions. But this is just a taste of what the arrow can do in the meanwhile. So first introduction of the air bolts. I hope we're able to see something from this when I go back and slow the film down. I've got a problem. They're blowing right through my target. Even though I've got a crossbow target, I'm going to have to figure something else out. I'll try to get some more on here before I get out for my hunt, but at any rate, you got to taste. This thing is just wild. I mean, it's fast, it's hitting hard. I think this tip acts almost like a bullet. This just punches through. So we'll see how it does with the broadhead when I get on game. But you know, if it goes well on this hog hunt, I'm going to use it for an upcoming bear hunt as well, because I have got no doubt about the accuracy. At 50 yards, I can put them right on target, and man, they just blow right through. So I'm sure it's going to be a great hunting round. Okay, so I'm really sorry to end up the testing with so little data, but I'm absolutely destroying my arrows out here. You know, I've knocked the nocks off of a few of them because they go right through the double stacking of targets. I've got a crossbow and an archery target. I'm shooting at 60 and 70 yards, and it's still going all the way through them. Actually, then I had one arrow that I Robin Hooded, and I snapped that one in half from the shot, so the accuracy is there too. So anyway, I'm not going to waste. I've got like 4 arrows left, and hopefully I'm going to get more before my hunt, but just in case I don't, I'm not messing around anymore with them. But what I'm saying, man, this thing is accurate, it's powerful. I'm getting shots out to 70 yards. I mean 70 yards, huntable groups with these penetrating right through 2 archery, a crossbow and an archery target. This is something that could completely change the nature of airgun hunting for big game. Anyway, they're onto something great. The gun I'm using again is the Dragon Claw. The arrows that are being used, let me give you one here that has everything on it. The arrow again is the Air Bolt. Air Venturi is the company that is producing these, and that's where they're distributed. Man, if you've got any interest at all in hunting with an arrow gun, with an air-powered arrow gun, and you got a 50 caliber for sure, you got to try these. And if you're thinking about a gun, I'd like to see these in some other calibers. I hope they go with some 457 and 357. But in the event that they stay with 50, I might just go with a 50 instead of a 457 just to be able to shoot these as well.